Hello, welcome back to the channel. Thanks for stopping by. I hope you're good, and welcome to another SciFier unboxing. I know I said in my last big one that it wouldn't happen very often, but this is smaller. This is a lot smaller, so I think that's okay. You may have noticed in my last few videos there's been like a pop-up at the start which says that I'm now a SciFier affiliate, so you can use code CreepyGeek to get 5% off your order. And I was very excited to be asked to be a SciFier affiliate, so obviously I celebrated by placing another order. Or two. Actually, it's 3. We're only going to talk about 2 here because the third one is not being dispatched till the end of the month, so that's fine. But fun fact, there was supposed to be a whole shelf reorganisation video, because when I placed my second order, this one, and then the third one, I panicked because I was like, where the hell is it going to go? And I reshuffled my shelves, and I think I'm a magician because I didn't unhaul anything, but I reshuffled and I freed up a whole other shelf for manga. And I was gonna film a video of me reorganizing all my manga, and I started it, but I was getting flustered because everything I put on the shelf I didn't like, and then it was taken off, the camera was in the way, I was hot, it was too much, and so I scrapped the whole video, which is a shame because I was actually really excited to show you, but there's not enough footage for an actual video because I gave up halfway through. But part of that was the unboxing of the first SciFier order that I got. So let's cut back to past Gemma and she can show you what I already got. Oh my gosh, okay, so we have our bookmarks, and I think all 4 of these new. I'm not sure. I may already have this one, although it is adorable, but I definitely don't have this little guy. Wow, nearly dropped it. Or this cool biker dude. Or her. So that's cool. So you always get like bookmarks, and there's like loads to collect, and I have like a whole chunk of them. I'm trying to collect them all. But in this parcel is volumes 2. Is that 2? Volume 2 and 3 and 4 of One Dance. I read volume 1 very recently. I genuinely had picked this up so many times and put it down, and then it was that manga dude that finally convinced me to give it a go. I read the first volume and I was like, well, shit, because now I'm kind of hooked. Okay, so you've seen the small order. Now let's do the big one from the thumbnail. To start us off, all these bookmarks. I think Becca got this bookmark in her unboxing, and I asked how she got this photo of me. I don't know how SciFier got this photo of me, but stop using my image. This is actually some ones I don't think I have before. This is giving me Men in Black vibes. I've got like a Smaug? The dragon from The Hobbit. There's some goats. We love a goat. There's definitely some ones that I haven't had before. Star Wars. Very fitting. I really like this one. I don't know if I've already got it, but I really like it. And this is super cute. So yeah, we love a bookmark. So I need to go through all my bookmarks. There is actually a template on their Instagram. I've downloaded it. I need to tick off all the ones that I have, because now that I know there's like, it's like Pokemon. I need to get them all, you know. As per usual, this is beautifully packed because it was a box in a box with paper, and all of my order is here in bubble wrap. So let me take the bubble wrap off and then we can see what I got. Okay, so the very first thing I see is this. So this is Blam. It looks like Blame, but I swear everybody calls it Blam. This is the Master Edition. This is actually a lot like taller than I thought it was going to be. Do I know what this is? Sure, I do. There's no synopsis on it, so I can't remember how to explain it to you. But this is one of the only ones left out of my 9 manga series that I wanted to start this year, which honestly is becoming like a bit of a joke because I've started way more than 9 series, but it was like 9 series that going into this year I really wanted to give a try, and I've been doing the vlogs for. We've done 2 so far, so this is one of the only ones left, and it's like a sci-fi thing. Why is there no... Wow, this is going to be really nice to read though, because the art is really lovely and the panels are huge. This is giving like Colossal Edition vibes, but less chunky and not quite as tall, but the panels inside are really big. This is going to be good. I feel like I do know what this is. Why is there absolutely no synopsis on this cover? Hang on. Okay, I'm going to hold this up and read you the thing off Goodreads. In a future version of Earth, there is a city grown so chaotically massive that its inhabitants no longer recall what land is. Within this megastructure, the silent, stoic Kiri is on a mission to find the net terminal gene, a genetic mutation that once allowed humans to access the cybernetic net sphere. Armed with a powerful graviton beam emitter, Kiri fends off waves of attacks from fellow humans, cyborgs, and silicone-based life forms. Along the way, he encounters a highly skilled scientist whose body has deteriorated from a lengthy imprisonment, who promises to help Kiri find the net terminal gene once she settles the score for herself. So it's giving me like cyberpunk revenge vibes. It's definitely giving me cyberpunky vibes. It looks like it's going to be pretty amazing. I'm very, very excited for that one. Next up, we have the first omnibus of Homunculus. So this is volumes 1 and 2. And this is the last one I need for the 9 manga series that I want to do for the vlogs. Because I've got Blame, Blam, and then Drifting Classroom I already bought in my last big haul. So this is the last one that I needed from that list. I do remember what this one is. This is about this guy who is like homeless, living out of his car. And he gets approached and asked to take part in this experiment. And he's like, he doesn't want to do it. Like it's like doesn't want to be experimented on, but then his car is towed and he remembers that experiment paid quite a bit of money, so he goes and lets them do something to his eye, and then he starts seeing this homunculus, which according to Google is like a weird creature, like a mini human. I don't know, but I am very excited for it. I've heard really, really good things about this one, and it just sounds weird, and I like weird, so yes, very, very excited. Then we have volumes 5 and 6 of Bungo Stray Dogs. This is just continuing the collection. I've been really, really enjoying this series. It's about this port mafia and a detective agency who are kind of like against each other, but all the characters are based on authors, and they all have like these powers or skills that kind of like relate to an author or their works, and it's just really, really interesting so far. I'm having a really good time. I'm still very early in the series obviously, but it's been a wild ride so far, and I know this one is super popular and I can see why. Next we have volume 7, 8 and 9 of Alice in Borderland, which means I now do have the entire series. I've only read the first 3. I've got 4 which I'm going to be reading sometime this month, but now that I have them all I can kind of binge them. This is fast turning into one of my favourite series. I absolutely love Haruaso, as we know. I talk about him a lot, and I really love these covers, and I'm just so excited to kind of have them all now. I'll hold this one up because it's the newest one and it's shiny. Alice in Borderland is basically about this guy called Arisu, and him and his friends get transported into another world, and in this world you have to compete in these games, and if you don't compete in the games your visa will run out and you'll die. So every time you play one of these games, depending on the kind of difficulty of the game, more days will get added to your visa, and it just kind of gives you some breathing room. So I don't know what's going to happen, because as I say, I'm only like, well, technically 6 volumes because these are omnibuses, so I'm 6 volumes in. I'm having a wild time. I'm absolutely loving it, and I kind of do just want to binge the whole thing now that I have it all. But at the same time, I also don't want it to be over. So we only have 2 things left to unbox. I told you I was very reserved. This is the last manga that I bought, and this is Soichi by Junji Ito. I am a massive Junji Ito fan. I have read everything that I own, but I still have quite a few to get. So I've got this one now, and this is about this creepy little shit who is called Soichi. I think I'm saying that right. And he is honestly just real creepy. He's appeared in like a short story collection already, and he was it was a time. So I'm excited to kind of read the whole. I think this is all short stories based around him rather than it being like a one-off. Yeah, it's a story collection. So it's all of his short stories put into one binder. And my friend Emmy, Soichi is her favourite. She loves Soichi. So I'm very excited to read this just so I can talk to her about it. I think other than this one, I now have Loveless, No Longer Human. What else do I still have to get? Mimi's Tales of Terror, Love Sickness, not Loveless, sorry, Love Sickness, No Longer Human. And then I really want to get the Twisted Visions, which is just his art. But I think that's all I have left. but that might be a lie. But I think that's the last story I have to get. I've been having a lot of trouble getting No Longer Human because every time I see it in a store, it is always battered to shit. So No Longer Human, I'll put a picture of it here actually. This is the one I want, and it is white, and it has a dust jacket, but with a cutout, right? So every time I see it, it is either really dirty, scuffed, or the dust jacket is torn because of the circle, like people have not taken care of it on the shelf. So it makes me nervous to order it because I don't know what it's going to look like if I order it online. But if I go into store to get it, it's really expensive and it's always beaten up. So I think eventually I'm just going to have to bite the bullet and actually just order it online and hope that it arrives okay. I mean, I feel if I order it from SciFier, it's going to be well packaged, so it should be fine. I'm just super nervous about it. And the final thing that I bought is a bit of a holy grail for me because I've had my eye on this for a long time, and it's this edition of Frankenstein. Oh my god. Okay, so Frankenstein is one of my favourite things ever. I have quite a few editions in my collection now, but I have had my eye on this for so long. It's got this really cool, like, clear dust jacket. Sorry, that probably sounded horrible. But it's got this really cool... Ah! I'm sorry. Hang on. So it's got this really cool clear dust jacket, which I've just taken off so that we can have a look at the underneath. It is absolutely stunning. Are you kidding me? Even the back is beautiful. Oh my god, look at it. Look at the edges. Are we serious? And then inside, we have artwork, and it is illustrated, so there is like pictures throughout. Each chapter starts with a piece of art. It is absolutely beautiful. Oh my god. Genuinely want to cry a little bit. Because this is like one of the most, this is the most beautiful thing on my shelves, I think. This is absolutely the best thing that I have in my collection, 100%. It is so stunning. Oh my god. No way! Okay, so I didn't realise it is Frankenstein, but at the back it also has The Vampire by John Polidori and A Fragment by Lord Byron. And I believe those are the other two short stories that were written the night that Mary Shelley first created Frankenstein, as part of like their short story write-off, as it were. And that is so cool that they're in the back. I have never read either of them, so I will definitely be reading them. But oh my god, this is... I never thought I would get this kind of like emotional over a Frankenstein edition, but here we are. And let me just put the dust jacket back on, one sec. Okay, there it is in its full glory. It's shiny. That is beautiful. That's the best thing I've ever bought, honestly. So I had been putting off getting it because it was really expensive, but obviously on SciFier, not as expensive and just as gorgeous. So that's made me really happy. So that's everything for this unboxing. I should probably put them on the shelves. Do you want to see them go on the shelves? Oh god. Yeah, okay, all right. Let me go and put them on the shelves. Okay, so we've unboxed everything, we've shelved everything, and I think we're all done. Actually, just kidding. So let's open it and see what else I got. So this is a smaller bundle because I also did a couple of pre-orders in this one, so they don't exist yet. Well, they exist, but they haven't been published yet, is what I'm saying. So as always, let's start with our bookmarks. I don't think there's any new ones. No new ones, but so many of the little cute ones. So happy days. I need to go through them all, really. Okay, let's see what I got. Okay, first up is something that's a little out of left field for me. It's called Whoever Steals This Book. And it's like this. And I think, if I remember rightly, I saw this on Caitlin's channel. And this is like about this girl who she's descended from like a long line of people that they like look after the books in the town. Look at me trying to remember what this is. I just remember it sounded cute. Okay, I'll read it to you. Descended from a long line of book collectors, high school student Mifuyu, I think, is surrounded by books in every aspect of her life. Her great-grandfather established the famous Makura Hall, a library in the heart of town, and even the townsfolk are all avid readers. There's just one problem. Mifuyu hates books. But when a thief in Makura, I think that's how you say it, in Makura Hall triggers an ancient curse, she's left with no choice but to reclaim the stolen books herself, by entering the very stories she despises. With the help of the mysterious Mashiro, will she be able to restore her great-grandfather's collection and save her town from magical doom? I am aware that this is very out of left field for me, but it's to do with books and reading and going into magical worlds, and I thought it might be quite fun, and so I thought I would get the first volume and just give it a go and see. It might not be something for me, but we're trying to branch out. It looked cute. I went for it. Then we have volume 1 of Maruko-chan. This I saw on Eclectic Collectors channel. I'm sure I did. I'm trying to remember. I should have bought my phone. What I should do is make a note of where I see these things before I buy them. That would be helpful. I'm pretty sure it was Eclectic Collector that told me about it, and I thought from this that it was like, I don't know. I don't really know what I thought it was. Because I'd seen this cover before. Oh, she has like skulls in her eyes. Anyway, it's not what I thought it was. A normal girl was living a normal life until she wasn't. One day she could see everything. What's a girl to do when hideous monsters appear no matter which way she turns? And on top of that, nobody else can see them. Obviously, there's only one thing that makes sense. Ignore them. Kinda hard to put theory into practice, though, when the ghost knows she's watching. So it's like a creepy, ghosty type thing, which is very me. So I'm very excited about it, and I'm 100% sure it's Eclectic Collector. He spoke very highly of it, so I'm excited. Or he said he was really keen to pick it up. No, he was excited for it. My memory is really, really bad. Then I have 2 that have been on my radar for a long time. I think I had them down when they were pre-order and I didn't do it. I wasn't sure. I waited to hear some reviews and I've been hearing some good things. But the problem is that I can't say either of the titles. So this one, I think, is Gokurakagi? I think. And it says the troubleshooters of Gokurakagi are open for business. In a rundown town without law and order, Alma and Teo accept work from clientele of all creeds and cultures, and they're always ready to dole out justice against human-devouring monsters that lurk in the shadows. They'll take on any case as long as the price is right. There's never a shortage of crime around town, and a young boy searching for his beastman friend is just another entry on a long list of missing person reports. However, Alma and Teo realise that they're the best chance of solving this case and destroying the vicious monsters waiting around every street corner. Sounds fun. I've heard quite a few people mention this, so we'll see. And this one I definitely can't say, but this one I'm super intrigued by. This, I think it's called, God, I wish I had thought to look up a decent pronunciation. I'm going to go for Gachakuta, I'm not sure. It's this one. And this one really, really appeals to me. It says, welcome to the pit. Rudo lives in the slums of a floating town where the poor scrape by under the shadow of the rich, who live a sumptuous life, simply casting their garbage off the side into the abyss. Then one day he's falsely accused of murder and his wrongful conviction leads to an unimaginable punishment, exile off the edge with the rest of the trash. Down on the surface, the cast-off waste of humanity has bred vicious monsters, and if Rudo wants to have any hope of discovering the truth and seeking vengeance, he will have to master a new power and join a group known as the Cleaners, who battle the hulking trash beasts of the pit. I struggled towards the end there, but yeah, it sounds really cool. It kind of gives me... Was it Mortal Engines? You know, where like the cities are like going around and then one of them falls off. But yeah, that I've heard some good things about that. I'm very excited. And last thing is I've been watching Psycho Pass and I really, really enjoyed the first season. Like really enjoyed it. And this is Psycho Pass Inspector Shinya Kogami, and it's like a prequel. And I loved Kogami. He was my favourite character. And I really want to kind of see more of him before the series, because a lot of what happens in the first season is to do with things that have kind of happened in his past in a way, like it all links back. So I'm very excited to see what the prequel has in store. I was going to read this, but it's kind of spoilery, but basically it's set in this kind of like future where peace and safety are maintained through the constant monitoring of each person's emotional state. And if your emotional state gets to a certain point, you're classed as like a latent criminal and you can be thrown into like a jail. Like there is a chance if it before it gets to a certain stage that you can go through like therapy, but if not, you'll be branded a latent criminal and thrown in jail, or worse. And it is really, really cool. It's like a cyberpunky type thing. The first season of the anime was so good, and I'm very excited to see what this has in store for me. So just a small stack to add, but McDonald's has just arrived and I can't be bothered to shelve these right now. So this was just a small interlude. And now back to Past Gemma to close out the video. In the comments below, let me know if you have any thoughts on what I've unboxed today. If you just want me to know you're here, that purple heart is always appreciated. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you're not already subscribed and you'd like to see more content from me, remember to hit that button, leave a like if you want to, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!